Good morning.
Morning.
Hi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Who's out there?
Me.
Morning.
It's me. Good morning. Hey, let's find our agenda here. All right. Welcome to March 1st, 2023. Let's talk real estate. Can you believe it's March 1st? Are you happy it's March 1st?
It's March 1st.
It's
Yeah.
my birthday
Yeah.
month.
Nice.
Good. Good. I found a great picture. As you can see, if you've been attending, you've noticed that the photographs for these blogs are Century 21 offices around the world that I think are attractive photos. And this one has a lot of wood. And our Longview office has a lot of wood. Reminds me of that.
It does actually.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
Hi.
Hello. And a quick reminder, these right here, watch on YouTube. You can watch, let's just go to it. It's the YouTube channel. And you can click on videos or they're right here. So there's the last one, February 22nd. And you can see these again, or you can see these if you weren't able to be here. And remember to like the channel. Where's the like button? I don't have a like button because I'm logged in. But you want to do that too. And interesting stuff. And you can go through, I've been recording them for the past few months. Reruns. And one day you'll come in here and I'll just play a rerun because nobody's ready to do anything. The best of Century 21 North Star.
That's right.
Yeah. So, yes, we know getting listings is a challenge. And we know that there's an inventory shortage. We know that there's been a substantial rise in interest rates last year, which creates a lot of concern for agents and buyers. And you may not want to hear this, but there is a solution. And do you fully understand the correlation between the number of people you talk to on a daily basis and the amount of production that you actually do? Because that's it right there. And you might agree with that, but you'll maintain that today it's all about technology. It's the leads coming in through social media marketing or through your paid sources, whatever you do. So remember that when you receive the lead, you still have to talk to them and communicate with them. And the challenge is if you don't know what to say, you can't execute a conversation that has any value. It's always fun to work with new agents and tell them that, yes, when you're talking to people, what if they are interested? You're scared to death if they show an interest in listing their house or buying a house, even though you've done the hard work of breaking the ice and actually getting a contact who is interested. So what I'm trying to sell here is the value of training like we're doing today, that you've all come to the right place. It also works the other way around. If you are trained and educated in what to say, you become highly confident and eager to seek out new clients. You're excited about what you've learned. As you all know, I'm a piano teacher, and there is nothing like polishing up a piece, and you are just itching to play it. You want to go to one of those restaurants or supermarkets that has a piano so that you can play it. That's the way it would be, or that's the way it is with your listing presentation and your buyer's presentation. You're out there just looking for something. I have a bad analogy about owning a gun too, but I won't use that. But the good analogy is having a nice piano piece to play.
Nice.
Okay, I'm rambling. All right. So to solve the inventory problem, talk to more people each day about selling their home. And I have a little hint here. Every homeowner has something to say about this topic. Every homeowner would like to say something to you about buying this, about selling their home, or about the value of it, or how's the market. So through strong pre-qualifying and listing skills, you'll solve the inventory problem for yourself. And play the numbers game, and you will win the numbers game, because that's what it is. And remember, there's a lot of business to be done. Billions of dollars in sales. And you just want a piece of that. All right, listings. What do we have? I was looking, and we have about, where's our listings? We have about 28 listings in the Pacific Northwest, which is down, which means they've been selling. And managers, do we have anything new or anything that anybody would like to share for a new listing, a new sale?
Yeah.
I know Coon
Naya
does.
is for one of her listings in Madras, and Grant Baker is also under contract for a investment property. So congrats to
Nice.
those agents.
We had a
Nice.
close, we have had 2 closings since the last meeting in Vancouver,
Ooh,
or 3 closings, I don't know, but there's been a few.
nice.
So that's good. It's really quick escrows too. Sold in February and closed in February. So things are going quickly.
Good.
I don't know if you can hear me. My volume's been weird on my phone this morning.
We hear you.
Okay, good. Okay, so I've got Lilac pending still. That'll close the beginning or on the 14th. I guess it is March now. And then I've got one of Dennis's properties coming up on Oak Street. Nothing really exciting. It'll be probably 3:15.
I'll go fast.
Yeah. It should.
So things are starting to thaw in more ways than one.
That's right. Dun-dun-dun.
Okay. All right. Very nice. Good work. Good work. And we still have the new neighborhoods in Madras, of course. And hopefully those will thaw out and sell. So very good. A lot of good listings. A lot of good work. Okay. Sizzle video. Orlando is next week. And we'll be reporting back because we will get some information and some videos that come out of Orlando next week at the the 121 convention. And we'll bring those to you as well. And unfortunately, we won't be going this year. Okay, how is the market? Real estate experts know the market conditions and are able to clearly explain them to the public and to their clients. And here's the number today, because we're unfortunately fixated on it, is 6.5, which is up very slightly. But you'll notice it doesn't dominate CNN every night, that it goes up 2 points anymore. And it appears we've moved away from that, and that we have a number that I think everybody's comfortable with. Inflation, I always publish the inflation rate here because that's what's driving everything. And I don't have a new one yet. It's still showing January's of 6.41. And if that interests you, click on that and see what the history of that has been. It's been extremely high over the summer. And so that's a good improvement. I have published the RMLS market stats for Portland and Southwest Washington there, and some Northwest MLS details. And we do have a very interesting report from the NAR Economist. What's that about, Kung?
Some optimistic news, some good news. January 2023 pending home sales rise for second straight month. So let's see what they had to say. NAR released a summary of pending home sales data showing that January's pending home sales pace increased 8.1% last month, but fell 24.1% from a year ago. Pending sales represent homes with a signed contract to purchase but have yet to close. They tend to lead existing home sales data by 1 to 2 months. Makes sense. It takes about 1 to 2 months to close once you go under contract. All 4 regions show double-digit declines from a year ago. The West had the largest dip of 29.3%, followed by the South with a drop in contract signings of 24.7%. Midwest fell 21.1%, followed by the Northeast with the smallest decline of 19.8%. That's compared to last year. Now, if we look at January US and regional pending sales from last month, all 4 regions showed inclines in contract signings. The West region had the largest, followed by the South, and then the Midwest, and then I believe the Northeast. The US pending home sales index level for January was 76.9%, and December's pending sales figures were revised to 76.3. So an increase, a slight one, but an increase nonetheless. January's contract signings bring the pending index below the 100 level mark for the 10th consecutive month. The 100 level is based on a 2001 benchmark and is consistent with existing home sales above the 5 million mark. Makes sense if you look at the charts. Just know that pending sales are increasing month to month, and hopefully we'll continue that trend throughout the next couple months into the summer.
Excellent, excellent. So the Northwest isn't in this chart. Is
Just
it-
the
Oh, the
West.
West,
Yeah.
the West. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, so it's bringing us back under control. It's been good here. How's the market? Well, Kung, how's the Portland market?
Portland market, let's see, home prices are beginning to show signs of cooling as buyers have pulled back due to mortgage rates increasing from last year. This is starting to convince sellers to lower their sales price. Average days on the market is 65 days, and median home prices have decreased 4.4% over last year. The median home sold price in the metro area is $489,500, and interest rates are currently at 6.5%. This is expected to fluctuate over time, though. There's still more people looking to buy than there are homes available, so it's still a very good time to list.
All right. It is still a seller's market, just barely. Just barely. We have the buyers coming back, I think, but low inventory.
Mhm. Very true.
That's very true. But I hear that they're building houses and, you know, that they're working hard. They are working hard on that. Shauna, how's Clark County, Vancouver?
Home prices are beginning to show signs of cooling as buyers have pulled back due to mortgage rates increasing last year, which is starting to convince some sellers to lower their sales price. Average days on market is 56 days, and the median home price has decreased 1.2% over the last year. The median home sold price in the metro area is $494,000. Interest rates are currently 6.5% and are expected to fluctuate over time. There are still more people looking to buy than there are homes available. It is a very good time to list.
Excellent. Excellent. Good market there. Let's see. Cheryl or Jennifer, how's the market in Cowlitz? If you can see the screen. If you're
Yeah, I'll take it.
okay.
Home prices are beginning to show signs of cooling as buyers have pulled back due to mortgage rates increasing last year, which is starting to convince sellers to lower their sales price. In January 2023, there were 77 new listings taken with 53 properties sold. Active listings were 173. Average days on the market is 98 days. Wow. The median home sold price in the area is $362,500 and is up 0.9% over last year. Interest rates are currently 6.5% and are expected to fluctuate over time. There are still more people looking to buy than there are homes available. It is a very good time to list.
Thank you. Thank you. And affordable there.
That 96 days caught me. I thought it was quite a bit lower than that. I thought it was 50 something last time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not good. That's going to go down
Yeah.
as the season changes. So much of this is seasonal, which is frustrating to understand what's seasonal and what's the larger issues. Good morning, Francie. Good morning. How is the market in the Boise metro area?
It's good. The home prices are beginning to show signs of cooling as buyers have pulled back due to mortgage rates increasing last year, which is starting to convince sellers to lower their sales price. Our average days on the market is 74 days, and home prices have decreased 3.5% over last year. The median home list price in the metro area is $529,900. Interest rates are currently at 6.5% and are expected to fluctuate upwards over time. There is still more people looking to buy than there are homes available, so it's still a good time to list.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. Good. Okay. What's that? What's that? Okay. Okay. Go back to here. What's happening? Anybody in Accelerate that you know of? Okay, just remember that's a course that we recommend, Accelerate. Go to 21 online. And now is a good time to do that. If you have not taken that yet, it's an excellent time to take that. It's a great refresher course. It gives you an overview of the entire real estate industry and how things are sold and what the time-tested procedures are. And if you haven't done that, you want to do that. All right, Shauna, you're in Arizona?
Yes.
Okay. I see the sunshine in the window.
Oh, yeah, not for long. We're gonna have rain today.
Right. What do you want to talk about this morning?
I wanted to talk about CRM, your contact management systems.
Great.
And I mean, we're talking about the systems itself, but the whole idea of this discussion is if you don't use it, it doesn't really make any difference. So it does not matter what CRM you are using. What matters is the execution. How good your CRM works is reliant on how and how much you use it. What can a CRM do? It holds your database, of all your prospects, your clients. It can be your friends, your family. It can be anybody. It has systems to make contacts with your database. And for example, we have our neighborhood news. We have campaigns. There's different things that you can do inside your Moxie. I'm really loving it a lot. I've used it quite a bit over the last week and enjoying it. Drip campaigns by email, text, mailing, and phone calls. Yes, your CRM can prompt you to make the calls. Make the calls. Keep track of your communications and lead generation. This has always been a struggle for me in the past. I actually have had an Excel database where I wrote little notes off to the side. On such and such date, I dropped a present by, or I did this. And it's really hard for me to keep track of it. Within Moxie, I've been able, it is so cool. Yesterday or the day before, I can't remember which day it was, I was going through and I'm updating everything in Moxie. And as I'm going through, I'm making contact with everybody so that it's taking me a lot longer, but I'm also reaching out to my database at the same time. And I figured out a really cool tool in there. It has a little button that says activity. And when you click on it, it'll say, did you talk to them? Did you leave them a voicemail? It asks you what you did, and every choice that you can think of is in there. And then you can write yourself a little note, so you'll know the last time. And if you're really trying to communicate well with your clients, you're going to look in there and you're going to see that, oh, they had a baby. The baby's name is this. So I can't remember everything. So it's really good for me because I can write down all these little notes about them. So in a week or so, or a month or so, when I talk to them the next time, I'm going to have that information in front of me so I can ask them how, their baby Tyler is doing or whatever. And it is really helpful, and it puts it into your system so that the system knows who you've talked to, and it's going to bring other people up once it's finished. I'm looking forward to having that, my daily routine, going into Moxie and seeing who I'm supposed to call and what I'm supposed to do. I like to set it and forget it. I like to be able just to go in and not have to think too hard about it. There's 1,500 people in my database. By the time I get done, I'm hoping there'll be about 800, because that'll whittle down to the ones that are really good contacts that I need to be speaking with. So what else can it do for you? Because you're using it to contact and follow up with your database, it can create more business for you. When you get a lead, you need to set it up in your CRM according to the conversations it takes that takes or does not take place. You can set them up on the next day, 2-day, 3-day, 10 days, 30 days, whatever. Once the person is ready, you can bump them up into the different category as they're a client now and not a lead. And you'll always just be adjusting the people and analyzing them and looking at them in your CRM. The activity feed comes up in Moxie, so you can see who's looking at what and what they want to do. I can tell you that the new leads that come through Century 21 will automatically be there. If you have your Google contacts synced with the Moxie, it will also put them in there. So you will only have to add, if you have their phone number and it goes in there, you just have to add their email, their zip code, and boom, they're in neighborhood news. So I like the fact that it just automatically does that. So I'm scrolling through every day, picking up the ones that are new in there, adding them into a group, putting them in a campaign. It really is very easy to use. I wanted to have a little bit of a discussion about how it's worked for other people using their CRM and talking to people. What has worked, why it's worked. And I know there's a couple people in Vancouver that I've talked to. Shauna has the majority of her stuff that she's gotten through working on her database, right, Shauna?
Correct. Yes, my sphere of influence for sure. And I agree with you with Moxie. It's going to be such a good babysitter, I think, too, especially when you get busy and your database grows. It's definitely going to help keep you on track for sure.
Right. I was mentioning that I did contact a few people, and I just wanted to give an example of what happened so far. I contacted one of my past clients who referred me to a person who I closed in December. Very nice lady. And she has already referred another person who I'm working with as a buyer. So making those phone calls, although it's awkward and it feels like you're asking people for something, you're just calling them out of the blue and asking them for business. I always feel like scared to do it. I don't know why, but once I start, I'm always happy because I get a good reaction. Yesterday, I talked to somebody and I was writing all my notes in there and everything. And she said, you know what, I just wanted to, because I talked to her husband first. She goes, I don't know if he told you, but we got your Christmas card, and what nice quality Christmas cards. And she went on about that. And then she's like, and we love the calendar. I don't know if he told you, but we had a baby. And I used the calendar I forgot what she said she used the calendar for, but it's in the nursery with the baby. So, and that made me feel good. And it inspires me to keep calling other people, knowing that it doesn't bother them that I'm calling them and asking them for referrals. Remember, you would rather have them work with you than some person who is not trained or doesn't care about them. You want them to have the best service. So make sure you're making those calls, and the CRM can do wonders for you if you're using it. So if anybody wants any pointers on that, I'm always available to talk to you. It's the source of almost all my business is my past clients. I get new business as well, but most of it comes from my past clients and people I know. So that is why I thought it was important to discuss that. Is there anybody else who has something that they want to talk about when they have accessed their database recently, even maybe as they were inputting Moxie, to talk about how it's helped them?
I love the neighborhood news. It's really nice. And you get a report emailed to you every week saying if who's looked at it. And I've had some people email me just to change a few things. Like, I like this style of home, but can we not add this style of home? Or, just, it's nice that you can see that they're interacting with it, and it's easy. It's very easy, which I love.
That's awesome. So they see a benefit to it, that it's
Yeah.
not just a nuisance. It's not just a recipe of the month, although there's a lot of people who love that, but there's a lot of people who just delete that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah.
So
What I love too, is they think that you've actually taken the time to send it that day. When really, like they take the know that, you're taking that time, and really you would have no idea what they're getting, but
does anybody else have anything that they'd like to share?
Well, I have a question for you. You said you had 800 contacts?
Yeah, I have a lot of contacts. My Google contacts is in there. I would say that I would be closer to like 350 to 400 for a really good database. I'm probably going to expand that and keep like everybody I know, because that's how I am. And so I'm hoping to get that number down to 800 from my databases. It's started out at 1,500, and I think I'm down to like 1,200.
Yep.
Okay.
Listen to those numbers, folks. It needs to be that high for you to have constant business.
And even then, if you're not out, being away from people and not being in front of them, it's more than just the internet. We got to be out talking to them and meeting with them as well.
Yep.
What do you think about Google contacts going in there? Is that maybe you get some people you don't want in there?
Absolutely. That's why it's taking me a long time. I have people in my CRM that says, rude person, don't answer.
Just
Or Stacy sells pens, whatever it is. So yeah, there's gonna be some of them in there that I saved just because I didn't want to pick them up. And there's a lot of real estate agents in my database as well, because obviously I've talked to a lot of real estate agents over the last, whatever years.
That's right. How many do you think our agents should have? Should everybody have at least 100?
I think that I remember when I first started, and so I totally think it should be as many as you possibly can. Everybody should be in there. You have to always be adding people, even if it's people that you just met at the grocery store. If you're wearing your Century 21 gear and someone talks to you, and try to get their phone number. I give out my card a lot, and I tend to be kind of shy in my previous life, but as a salesperson, I'm a little bit more gutsy, and I will ask for phone numbers and things, and email addresses so that I can add them to my database. And it's not as horrible as you think it is. People are usually pretty nice about it.
Yes, and I agree. I think you should have a database of over 1,000. But then, like she said, whittled it, you're gonna have different categories. You know, you might only have 100 that are hot.
But realistically, 1,000 is a lot. I mean, it took me years and years and years and years to have that many.
Right.
So it's something to work towards and not to be discouraged. Like Kat, you were talking to me earlier. You were saying yours isn't very big, but
No.
it isn't very big when you first start. But how, I mean, where is your business where did it come from?
It's mostly friends, family, my husband's coworkers. That's been nice. So,
And that's because you're not afraid to talk to anybody about it,
Yeah.
right?
yeah, exactly.
And that's a good list right there. So maybe it's not as big, but it's a really solid
Yeah,
list of
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
No, that's a good list. And because, you know, when we say 1,000, we mean people that we might just have on an email campaign, you know, that might be 6 months down the road or a year down the road.
Mhm.
Well, Shauna, tell us about quality versus quantity, I think is what we're talking about now. And you have the best people, and then you're going to have obviously somebody you just worked with and they're still thinking about doing some business with you. All right, that's your A list, that's your best. So what's the other extreme? Where would you say, well, I'll put this person in, or I won't? And maybe they're just a lead. Maybe they were a lead that never went anywhere.
I struggle with that a little bit because I have a lot in there, but then I try to remember when I was starting that, you know, I kept a guy in there, one in my database for like 10 years. And then one day out of the blue, he called me and I listed 2 houses for him that year. So I think the categories for me are, you know, the repeat clients, the past clients. Repeat clients mean more than one deal. Past clients is the next section. And then the next one, it would be people that I've talked to that seem promising. And then there's ones that are just internet leads that I've never talked to. So I put those in categories. So if I want to blast out something, I can just, if I don't think it's going to apply to people that I've never really met face to face, then I don't put them in it. But I keep them in the campaigns and the trickle things, because really, how hard is that? I mean, like Shauna said, they think, I've had people call me too, like, well, you know, all that stuff you sent me, I didn't really like, but this last one you sent me, I really like it. I'm just thinking in my head, who are you? Because I don't remember doing any of that, but that's, I mean, so it goes from one extreme to the other. I mean, one of them is people you see all the time and talk to are in there getting your stuff, and you just want to remind them to refer you because they're obviously going to use you when they're going to do something. And to the other, where what if they decide one day that they're going to sell their house and move to, you know, Texas or someplace, then they're going to call you because you've been sending them stuff for 2 years.
Yeah, you stay present for sure.
Yes.
And really, when you think about it, you're not just targeting that person that may have purchased or sold, but it's their friends and their church and, you know, all the people who are surrounding them too. If you're constantly in the forefront of their mind and you've done a good job and you have a good review, then they're going to pass you along. So you're actually targeting more than just that person, right?
Perfectly put. Yes.
What
I
do
don't
you
know. I think it's one of the easier calls to make. Because you already know them. You know, they already like you.
That's right. That's right. So our program, we've been teaching to take people and put them into at least A and B, and then maybe a C that only gets email and whatnot, and to contact them quarterly with either a phone call or an email or printed mail. What do you do with contact? What do you do to follow up with them?
They're always getting something pretty much all the time. The neighborhood news, I believe, goes out once a month, right, Kat?
Yeah,
It's
I think
new
you
for all
said
of us.
it. I think you said it how often you want it to go out, but once a month is, I think, the default. Yeah.
Right, and then I always do a holiday card and I always do a calendar. I feel like this is something that I should put as a goal for this year, is to be sending something in the mail to at least my top clients. Because then I do the other things to everybody, but at least my top clients, because it's a lot. 4 times a year. I really feel like it should be once a quarter in the mailbox. And maybe even not just the mailbox, maybe part of that could be, if they're close enough, I can drop by and just leave something on their porch. Or say hi, show me what you've done to the house, that kind of thing.
Nice. What I've learned over the years is you have to remind them that you're in business and that you want to work with them. And the most successful realtors I've ever seen were absolutely thrilled that you called. No matter why you called or what, they were so excited that you called. And if you're known for that, then you're very inviting. There are people who are afraid to bother some big shot realtor who they know is busy or they haven't heard from in years. They don't know if they're still in business. They're actually afraid to make that call. So they'll work with the person they stumble across who is inviting them to work with them. But if you are known to be waiting for that call anytime, and you're reaching out saying, by the way, I'm looking for business right now, that will encourage them.
Yeah, I really feel like there's been times in my life, maybe I was busy and I missed out on things because people construed me as being too busy to help them. So what you said is something I definitely have felt. Yeah.
Good. What I have on the screen is I have our daily skills and activities, and Monday is the day we deliberately chose Monday to discuss this topic of lead generation and working your sphere of influence and how to do that. And so there are a couple of scripts because you need to remember that there are only 2 questions you need to ask. Who do you know that wants to buy or sell? And by the way, when do you want to sell? Simple as that, but we actually practice those scripts on Monday morning. And that's the question you have. That is why you're reaching out to your database, is to ask those 2 questions. Simple as that. And whatever else goes with it that's going to reinforce your brand, that's great. All right. Any other comments on CRM, client relations management software? Everything from a 3x5 card to Moxie. All right. Now, I got an email this morning that Cheryl was not feeling well. Cheryl, how are you feeling?
I don't think I see her in the room.
Now, I don't even see her in the room.
Oh.
Jennifer, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Good.
Carol goes on vacation and then gets sick. So I told her
Right.
she's reached her vacation quota.
Well, that happens on vacation today. Is you can come back with something.
Yep.
Okay. Well, she brought a couple of things to us that were very interesting. And Jennifer, do you want to go through those? Do you want one of us to do that?
I can sure give it a whirl. I'm going off my phone here, so I don't know how well I'm going to be able to see it,
Oh,
but I'll try.
I'll try too I'll back up.
You'll take over.
I'll
for
back
a
you up.
minute?
okay. Well, it looks like it's a slideshow. So let's see. Things to consider when selling your home. This is the winter edition, and she's getting a lot of good material from, that's nice, from Keeping Current Matters, which has a lot of good things. So what I think this is what she's brought to us today is several PowerPoints. Several PowerPoints from Keeping Current Matters.
Oh, she's back.
She had internet issues. I just looked at my phone.
Oh, okay.
I made it.
In the nick of time.
Well, hi, Cheryl. Would you like to tell us what you have?
Yes, I have some more of the Keeping Current Matters resources. If you go to their website, they have a bunch of free resources for realtors. And every quarter they put out, like this is winter 2023, they put out this little thing to give to clients, talking about what's going on right now with the interest rates. It's always current. It's not just something that, you know, they did 20 years ago or whatever. So it's always good. This one has a bunch of charts and all those visual things that you can use, you know, to let them know what's happening in the market and why it's a good time to sell, all the things that we talk about.
What the one I brought up was selling your home in winter. This is one of theirs?
Yes.
Okay. And what would you do? You would email this to a client.
You can email it to them. You can print it out and give it to someone, you know, have a couple copies handy if you're talking to someone. You can take, you know, take little snippets out of this. There's another one too that just has the graphics and the graphs and the statistics out of this that you can, you know, post on social media or whatever it is you want to do. All these little charts and information things help. I think I took something, I'm not sure if it was from this or something else that they had. I took one of the charts and posted it on Facebook the other day with a little paragraph about whatever it was, selling your house right now and what's going on.
Right.
And when to do it. So,
Right. Well, the first thing I see here's the big question of the day. Should I wait to sell?
Yeah.
Everybody's thinking that when it's snowing. Even though the supply of homes for sale has grown in 2022, inventory is still low overall. The graph below helps put the inventory growth into perspective to show we're still in a seller's market territory in terms of housing supply and aren't near a neutral or buyer's market. That means you haven't missed your chance. Okay.
Yes, and that's what sellers really want to know right now, that they haven't missed the market, because that's, you know, that's what they're all thinking.
Exactly. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So you can just take pieces out of this. Actually, this is good information. You should at least read it and get some good talking points.
Yep. It has lots of good, it talks about the mortgage rates and, you know, if they're gonna go up or down and how it would affect the market. It goes through a lot of great things. You could even take this, there's another, one of the things that is up there from them is the listing presentation thing, but you could even use this at a listing presentation right now and say, you know, this is what's gonna happen when they have their objections or concerns about things. This has a lot of good statistics and always lists their sources too. They're not just random things that they're saying. So that's good.
Well, this one's good. There's no doubt mortgage rates skyrocketed in 2022 as the market responded to high inflation. The increases we saw were fast and dramatic. The average 30-year fixed mortgage rate even surpassed 7% in the fall. It was the first time they've risen that high in over 20 years. So these are very concise explanations of where we are today. And you can't predict the future. How many times have I said that? Because we're in unprecedented territory. It's hard to say with certainty where mortgage rates will go from here. Projecting the future of mortgage rates is far from an exact science. But experts do agree that moving forward, mortgage rates will continue to respond to inflation. And if inflation eases, mortgage rates likely will too.
I
Okay,
just read on a 30-year mortgage, a home that's 700 and say 25,000 or less is like 6.71%
wow,
right now.
right.
Yikes.
But historically a good number.
Yeah, it's not, when you look at we've all heard the stories of the people that have like had 20% mortgage rates and stuff.
Mm.
So they've been really the 3% was very unusual.
I'm starting to feel old though, reminding people of that because like
I
it's
know.
been 20 years. And I just remember people used to say, oh, the crash at 29 just killed us. That's how I'm starting to feel. The crash of
remember
08
just
killed us.
Yeah, I remember just a few years ago when a few of us realtors were standing around talking and everybody was saying, well, it'll never go below 5%,
Right,
and it did.
right. That's
And then it'll never go below 4%.
Speaking
That
of more,
John saying he feels old made me think of like Bob and all his old timer friends talking about like the fallout of the savings and loans in the 80s. And now that's us talking about these times. Or the 2008 times.
yeah,
We're the old people now.
yeah. 2008 was a long time ago.
And you can remind them their gap's getting to disregard that and worry about the gap of paying off the loan, and then your equity is going this way. So the gap is getting wider and wider on the worth of your property and home.
Right. This is a nice chart. Equity gains over the past year. Average of 54,000 in Oregon, 82,000 in Washington. But the place to own real estate was California.
Still skyrocketing.
Yeah.
Still skyrocketing. Did anything go down? No, there's just some with
No data
insufficient
on
data.
Missis- No data on Mississippi and West Virginia.
Why?
They were forgotten.
They forgot to fill out the questionnaire.
They missed the deadline.
Too much lemonade on the front porch.
Yeah,
I gotta get those stats in there.
right.
That's funny.
Well, there's a lot of things you could do with this. And you said there's a couple more that they gave us. And winter visuals, selling your home, winter visuals in PowerPoint. Is that the same thing?
This has the, just the charts basically. Or things that you could post on social media really easily. But, you could do anything you wanted to with these charts. They're useful and they always look really nice. You can post them on social media, put them in an email, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nice.
Okay. And there was one more we wanted to show you. The near perfect listing presentation. I put the near perfect listing presentation because I think Moxie is the best listing presentation.
Yes, it is very good.
It is very good. And
This is
so,
good, and you could even take out some of these pages, like I said, and put them into Moxie, because you can do that in our Moxie presentations. You can put in whatever you want to.
I would highly recommend spending time getting it to customize to just you. Absolutely.
Yeah. You can put a ton of stuff in those Moxie ones.
right. Okay, thanks for those. Yeah, have a look over those. And let's get back to our agenda. And I think that's about what we have today. Let's talk about what's coming up. I wanted to show the calendar. And Shauna, I still haven't put yours on the calendar yet. I'll try to get that done today. But we have a training schedule. Is that it? Yeah. We have a training schedule. Let's talk real estate. You've already checked that one off the box. You got that one done. And we have all of our daily skills and activities, which we are revamping that program. Managers are working on that right now. We've run that for 2 years. It's been very successful. And we're going to mix it up a bit, make it a little more interactive and bring you some different kinds of information to help you get those listings, because that's really what it's about. And any managers have any upcoming events?
I have accountability tomorrow at 9:30 Pacific time.
Yeah,
Is that
our,
Zoom or in person? I'm sorry.
It's going to be in Zoom tomorrow.
You're not flying us to Arizona.
Darn.
Portland office's February lunch and learn was canceled due to the weather, but it's been rescheduled for next Thursday, I believe the 9th at noon. So hopefully y'all can make it in the Oregon office.
Good. Okay, and look for that, and we will have full lunch and learn schedules for everybody coming soon. And accountability group schedules. We'll have all of those posted. I know they are ongoing in each of the branches. And if you're not a member, should call your manager in 5 minutes. Tell them you want to participate in that. Nick, you are talking to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I see Nick is in there. He's in his office. He's got his headphones on, and he is constantly talking to realtors out there in all 4 of our territories.
I am. Yes, it's going well. It's exciting. I love doing it, chatting with agents. So a lot of exciting things to come as usual, just like last year. Maybe even a little bit heavier. So we shall see.
What are our fellow realtors' issues? What are they? They always complain to you about their brokerage. What are some of the
Oh,
complaints that
They
they
do not
have?
always complain about their brokerage, but sometimes that happens. Sometimes it's just getting fresh air and trying something new. The market is different, and so people do different things that way, but they're really, really into, as we talked about, gosh, a few months ago, the big thing is coming back to brands right now. I think a lot of people that had a lot of fun with kind of experimental brokerages are kind of coming back to the solid brokerages again, just because, when times change, you want a good foundation. So I'm getting a lot of that talk.
Nice. Nice.
Wanting to come back to nice, solid foundations with good brands.
That's a definite trend right now.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want a brand, you came to the right place.
Right. There's a lot of stuff going on with Zillow Premier that's people are changing their minds a little bit on some of that. Some of the leads generations are have changed quite a bit. So
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody. I'll let you get back to work. Have a great week.
Thank you.
have some
Bye-bye.
fun.
Ta-ta.
Bye.